Good day. See if I can get my stuff together. Welcome to Reaper Suburban Homestead. I'm your boy Reaper. Today is Tuesday, July 7th. It is currently 73 degrees. The high today is supposed to be 91. The low is supposed to be 73. And there is a 15% chance of rain today. It has been a minute since we have streamed. Um, we are going to we are going to start this over. This just looks bad. What am I doing with my life? Y'all forgive me. Forgive me. I ain't ready. I wasn't even trying to start the stream as much as I was trying to make some adjustments. But let's go ahead and see if we can finish. Let's go ahead and put this on. All right. My cameras look dirty. I don't think I cleaned them well, but okay. Anyway. All right, we had a little rain last night slash this morning. Looks like. Oh man, flipper ripper. Let's see what we got here. I didn't even put out any advertising for the stream, so it's gonna probably be a slow stream. I'm gonna just ease my way back into it. People show up, they show up. If not, I'm gonna call this practice. All right, but things have changed since the last time we have streamed. We are. I don't want to carry this. We're going to pick some cucumbers today. We have some cucumbers here that need to be harvested right up there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this right here, and we're gonna check the rest of the garden first, and then we'll work our way around. Oh man, I'm out of practice. Hope everybody's having a good morning. As you can see, I appreciate that. Appreciate it. This is part of the Queen's herb garden. This is the one she actually built. She pulled the till out, did everything herself. We got some yarrow that's going to seed, and we have some rosemary, some mugwort, some strawberry towers, and then we got some butterfly pea. Now, we hadn't started popping these flowers off. Actually gonna see. I'm gonna see what my partner wants to do. If she wants to use the flowers to make, butterfly pea tea, or if we're gonna just let these grow out and see what the peas like. But we have a little few of those, some strawberries. Over here we have mullein. The mullein is going to seed, so it's his second year. We got a pollinator in there doing this thing. All right, so we have some mullein, echinacea, purple coneflower, it's pineapple sage, and right up underneath the pineapple sage you have lemon balm. This is comfort, if I'm not mistaken, red mullein, sage, lemon thyme, and that was chamomile. Can't see nothing but a stick. You really can't even see the stick. It's chamomile. All right, over here we have I want to say this was a Chickasaw plum from a farm that I manage. This is a southern highbush blueberry that I dug up. Over here we have one sugar cane. I appreciate that. And then we have a moringa tree. I think we have a few more moringa plants that we need to bring out. Some strawberries down toward the bottom. Excuse me, some different kinds of mints. All right, let's keep on moving. All right, the compost is half filled up. We need to, well, one, I did harvest some compost. I need to rebuild this. And that's all the material that didn't get composted. It's gonna go right back in here. Same thing for all these. At some point when I want to harvest them, I'll open them up, pull off the compost. That's gonna be mostly at the bottom. Repile up the uncomposted material and put them back. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Trying to get back into the swing of this. All right, like I said, this is the compost. This is the uncomposted compost from the compost bin, the leaf mold bin, really. Got some strawberries. This is where the strawberry towers were last year. They left some strawberries. And we have different kinds of mint. This is some lemongrass. Then we have, ooh, do I know what this is? Do I know? Let's just see. This is catnip, it smells like. I think this is catnip. Yeah, catnip. That's some orange mint. And then we have some banana mint in this bed. We have a grape that decides it wants to grow in this bed. So I found 3 posts. Need one more. And we're gonna build like a little trellis going from here to the fence to put the grapes on. All right, and we have here, we have, what is this? I think this was called Summer Savory. And then over here we have some apple mint. And what's that, chocolate mint? Well, it's peppermint. It's like peppermint. And this is spearmint. And this is a whole bed of spearmint. Entire bed of spearmint. And a collet. All right. Over here we have, what is this? I think this is a variegated sage, I want to say. Oh no, variegated pepper, pineapple mint. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, parsley. What is this? Feverfew? Oh, this is ashwagandha. This is ashwagandha, ground cherry as it's called. We have a beet that's hanging back in the back over here. Some purple vervain, and that's another type of thyme. Oh, and a Malabar spinach. We got it. You know what? Let's get this up out of here. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Last one, the little beets. All right. We're gonna take this beet. We're gonna harvest this little beet. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I did turn off the water. Yesterday I watered the garden. Over here we have some Swiss chard. What kind of mint is this? Peppermint. OG onion. A worm towel. And we have another collard. No, it's a kale. That is a kale. Did I not bring them? I didn't bring my harvest basket, bro. That's the same thing. I was gonna harvest anything over chill. All right, let me put this over here, and we'll check out the rest of this thing. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pop these off. Let's pop this off and toss this in the compost. All right. I just left you in here, huh, buddy? I left him getting some water last night. Overnight. This is a cranberry hibiscus. We bought a couple last year, bought one last year, and we propagated a few times. But we're gonna put you right there. We're gonna put you in a bigger pot, let you sit right there. Hopefully you get some size on you, and you can kind of provide some shade for this turmeric. Over here we have the turmeric. This is called Ginger Island. All up here is called Ginger Island. Come from Stardew Valley, the video game. Yes, I am a gaming geek and a normal geek. But yeah, Ginger Island is a mix of turmeric and ginger. The turmeric, the bigger turmeric, was transplanted from a farm that I work on. The smaller turmeric we started in the house, and I put out here last week. And so I didn't let them grow. Usually I start them and they'll get a few inches tall, and then we'll bring them out. But they were just starting to sprout. So I was like, let's give them a shot. So we have some turmeric. We have some ginger. And we hope to be able to harvest a lot of it and let it regrow. And yeah, we did get rain because we have sticks everywhere. Jeez, I hate pine trees. All right, but this is looking pretty good. There's some ginger. And then over here we have some more ginger. Now in between these spaces where you see ginger, I planted some turmeric. You know, I did bury the little tips a little bit, so it'll be a few days to a week or two maybe before it pop back out. Now this bigger turmeric is just turmeric I dug up and transplanted. I had it sitting in a bucket for about a week giving the water off, and I'm surprised it survived. But we have more ginger up here. I think that tall thing is a goldenrod. Down here we have some strawberries, a couple of Cosmo, some African, no, these are not African daisies, these are Shasta daisies. Strawberries, bergamot, Shasta daisies, Cosmos. Yeah. That's probably a marigold. Right here we have collard greens. This is where we actually We let our collard greens, they were in this bed. This bed is called Mother. Um, we let them go to seed, and so we collected the seeds, and this is where we collected the seeds. And you see what happened. They started to grow. All right, moving on. All right, then we have, this is our pollinator bed named Polly. Polly has a few different things in here. Um, Echinacea, as you can see, some Shasta daisies. There are some grapes growing in here as well. They're kind of hitting the back now. We're trying to train these up the fence. Ginger. This is the bed that we used that we found. How to put this? This bed was the experiment to see whether or not we can get ginger to grow outside in Zone 8B in central Mississippi. We reclaim our soil, so we growing ginger indoors. I messed around and planted some ginger upside down and thought I had killed it. It was just slow, so we emptied this soil um, in this bed. And last year we got 4 pounds of ginger from this bed. Thought I dug it all up. Obviously I didn't. So then we decided to dig it up, move some over chill. Um, and that's kind of how that went. And so that's how we figured out ginger will grow outside in the state of Mississippi, or at least in central Mississippi. Zone 8B. All right, we had some kale. Oh man, look at the kale started growing again. The kale was looking good, but as it started to get hot, it started to get bitter. We stopped taking care of it, and then the cabbage worms started eating it. Yeah, need to cut this down and put it in the worm towel. All right, here we have some more grapes. No, there are no more grapes on this. There actually were a few. They actually green grapes. Um, they were actually, they're okay. They're pretty good. Nothing to complain about. Nothing to brag about. I would have been more excited about muscadines. But here in Mother, we have some kales, some citronella, some comfrey. What is this stuff? Anise hyssop. We have a few collard greens. Well, this is where the collard greens were growing last year, so a couple of those seeds fell. We have a worm tower. Now, our worm towers are nothing but 5-gallon buckets partially sunk into the ground with a bunch of holes drilled along the sides. As you guys can see them holes, you know, the sides and bottom. And we just fill it up with plant material. Like anything I'm cleaning from the garden gets dumped in here. That hole got pushed in there because I pushed down through the top, and these things get weaker with the sunlight, right? Sunlight deteriorates them. See, I just broke that. Trash. I need another top. But yeah, the worms and things, the worms eat that material, leave back the worm compost, and every so often I'll get a shovel, scoop it out, add it to the beds. All right, we have some oregano growing as ground cover here. I like oregano as a ground cover. It's a pretty good living mulch, and you can eat it. And we treat it like grass. This right here is oregano. Once it gets tall, we'll lay some off to the side, cover it, to see if we can get it to grow, get it to spread out further, and then we cut it like and treat it like grass. And right here we have clary sage. Clary sage has gone to seed. I think it goes to seed after 2 years. I'm not 100% certain, but it didn't go to seed last year, and it's going to seed this year. So we're just gonna see. A lot of this stuff, I don't know what I'm doing, bro. I'm just out here putting stuff in the ground and seeing what happens. Nerding it up, baby. Now here we have some more yarrow, purple sage. We got more grapes along the fence. And then down on the ground there we have Malabar spinach that's starting to grow. I cannot think of the name of what this is right here. I cannot think of it. All right, we're gonna move on. I can't think of it. We're gonna keep on going. All right, we're gonna head out toward fallen pines. That's where all the pine trees used to be. Last year we got a bunch of trees, like 10, 12 trees cut down. So we call this area fallen pines. Oh, this little area here. I got a little project coming up. I need to make more compost tea. I have not been feeding my garden as I should. So I think my goal is to take this bucket, ugh, the one I didn't paint, clean it out. Well, empty it out. I'm gonna cut the top out of it, clean it out, and then I'm gonna use it as a compost, a continuous compost brewer. Probably gonna put it out on the porch back here. We have it set up with a couple of air stones, an air pump. We have plenty of compost to add to it. Of course, we have water, and then what else? Oh, we have IMO, indigenous microorganisms. Step 2. to add to that, to add more soil or add more diversity to the soil life. All right, man. Let's see what we have over here. We can make it work our way around. I need to also work on the tiller. I replaced the carburetor on my tiller. I just need to adjust it now. I don't have a lot of practice at that, so we're gonna struggle through it, baby. We have another cranberry hibiscus. Yeah, we have another cranberry hibiscus. Here's some tomatoes. These were some nasturtiums. I don't know if I'm doing nasturtiums wrong or what, but once they kind of flower, they kind of die. I don't know if that's me or if that's how they get down. Not sure. Some zinnia, some roselle hibiscus right here. Matter of fact, I want to say, I think these roselle hibiscus came from seeds that we collected from a roselle hibiscus we bought from a vendor at the farmer's market last year. It had the little calyxes on it. We let it go to seed. We didn't do anything with the calyxes, and we collected the seeds. Yeah. And this is some, what is this? Parsley that's going to seed, I think. And we have this is another oregano. This is hot and spicy oregano. This stuff is actually pretty spicy to the taste. Like, I must admit, it really is. And we got some more comfrey down here. Look like some squash, some Shasta daisies at the bottom, some Malabar spinach, and some celosia or coxcomb. Then right here we have some marigolds, holy basil it look like, and some other types of basil. But this is what we came for. This supposed to be a pickling cucumber, I'm sure. All right, let's see. All right, little buddy, you kind of soft. Why you feel like that? You probably got too dry. Your plant probably got too dry. Yeah, because your plant looking pretty blah, 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 blah. We gonna go ahead and you soft. We gonna pull you off. I think that vine might have had it. All right, let's check for some more cukes. We have some baby cukes. If you don't know, that's a baby cuke. All right, let's see. Anything on the other side? I'm not like you. Yeah, I grew up on the other side. All right, that looks cool. Let's check the other ones. Oh, we have a few cucumbers. You see, my partner had this idea with the cucumbers. These are masonry ladders, if I'm not mistaken. And then she just put them in a pot. Now, I would say, if you're gonna do this, use a bigger pot. Get a bigger pot. Or maybe fill this one up more if you get one this size. And the reason I say that is because time in between water. The more soil that you have, the more water it can hold, the less time in between. Because we try to water Wednesdays and Sundays, but you pretty much gonna water as needed, honestly. So that's the only thing I would suggest is get a bigger container and see how that works out. But we have cukes, so you can go cucumbers and just a little bit of soil. Yeah. We're gonna give you another day, buddy. We'll give you another day. So I'm probably gonna have to water this thing here again today. I gave it a decent amount of water yesterday. All right, okay. Yeah. See, now my OCD is kicking in. Do I finish talking about this side and then transition to the other side? Because there's some more cucumbers over here. Let's go get the cukes and then we'll work our way back. How about that? I'm going to try to do a better job about streaming more consistently to keep up with everything that's going on. Oh, look at here. This is my experience. This cucumber been on here too long. When they start turning light color, I want to know what they're going to taste like. Usually they start to get bitter. I got a knife on me. You got a knife on you? You got a knife on me. Let's see what that little ugly one tastes like. Okay, now we're gonna do this. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna pull y'all off here, put y'all in the kangaroo pouch. How about that? We're gonna put y'all in the pouch here. All right. We don't use any chemicals, so I'm not gonna wash this off. It's just probably some dust or anything or something like that on here. We're gonna wipe this thing off though, honestly. We're gonna wipe this off on my short pants leg, on my short legs. All right, let's see. Ooh, yeah, bitter. Oh my God. You know what? Let me. Oh, that is so bitter. Yeah. I told you when they start to get this color, when they start to get this color, that's usually when they start to get bitter. Now what I do want to see is, man, this thing is so close to me. What I do want to see is it truly bitter or is it just the outside skin that's bitter the older it gets? I really want to say from just tasting it, it is the outside skin. So we're going to peel a bit of this skin off. And yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So with them, let me put my knife up. Wait. I'm finna be eating this cucumber. My bad. My bad, people. It's breakfast for me. So I'm gonna peel half of the skin off here and then eat it out the rest of it. Let me show y'all how country people get out. All right. Would have made it to the house to some vinegar and some salt and pepper, or some zesty Italian and some salt and pepper. All right, hold on. All right, got that put up. I got my other prunes. I do. All right. So we gonna end up just eating this, just Mm-hmm. Yep. So okay, I've at least learned. I've always wondered, when cucumbers get big, are they just bitter or does the skin get bitter? It's the skin. Forgive me for munching in your ear. Let me see what else do we have. Cause boy, that skin was not good. Got another one down there. It'll be a few days. We got one that's right over here. I feel like a super villain. I'm eating on camera. The bad guys eating the movies. All right. We can harvest a few cucumbers. I'm gonna put y'all back on this thing, get y'all out my chest, cause I'm gonna be walking around bouncing everywhere. Oh, did I really just drop that up in there like that? I did. All right. My bad. My bad, people. I'm getting my breakfast in. Let's flip this around. My bad. Gotta eat this old. I say old, larger cucumber that's bitter, and the seeds are way more developed. I was missing some salt and pepper though. Honestly. While I'm feeding my face, I'm also looking around. Let's do this. While I'm sitting here, you don't want y'all looking at my face. Stop looking at me. Flipper ripper. I see the rest of the garden. We'll start. You know what? I'm gonna eat this and I'm gonna come back and get this when my hands freed up. I go my homeboy Joker lemon tree. It's coming from Lucy Lemons. From Lucy. Lucy was a lemon tree that we grew in the worm bin. She started growing in worm bin. I didn't purposely grow her. And then I learned how to propagate. That's one of Lucy kids. These are two of Lucy kids. This is one of Lucy kids. Original Lucy died because she rooted into the ground and she is not gonna survive the winter here. And one of them I gave away to somebody at the farmer's market. We swapped plants at the farmer's market. So they gave me some Confederate roses. Oh, and they're rooting right now. I've never grown roses. They're in the garage right now. They do have roots on them, some of them. So I can't wait to see how they turn out. Right here we have a kiwi and some banana mint. And right here we have a mulberry. I'm gonna cut this mulberry in half. I'm gonna air layer this mulberry right here to bring the top of it down. That's too tall. That thing taller than me and she ain't even in the ground. All right, we have a couple more lemons, which they need to be in bigger pots. We have a pomegranate. Like I said, we have another lemon tree. Over here we have a fig. This is a white Marseille fig. Yes, this is a white Marseille fig. Haven't gotten any figs off it yet. Probably because I've been pruning so hard to have stuff to grow, to sell. And I'm learning how to grow figs. Like I've eaten figs. They grow naturally in my home. You know, in Mississippi they grow naturally for real, or natively. My hometown has a couple of them. I mean, it has a bunch of them, but a couple of them that I have access to. I've just only eaten the figs. But right here we have a pomegranate and an olive tree. All right, all right, I gotta stop. Oh, don't eat no more of that green skin, boy. All right, let's get y'all back up on here. And we're gonna move around to the rest of the garden. We're gonna see what's what. All right, come on, baby. All right, let's see what we have here. What do we have here, sir? All right, my roselle hibiscus. This is the next place I need to till. I need to till up this little spot to plant my roselle hibiscus. This what is this thing called? Summer savory, I think I was told. Another roselle hibiscus and some yarrow, and we have some spaghetti squash. This one is starting to turn yellow, so it's starting to get ready. I had to look up when to harvest a lot of these things. Like I said, I'm just out here planting it in the dirt, but it's starting to turn yellow, which is what you want to see, and the stem is starting to turn brown. So this one is getting ready, and I think there are two more. There's one right here. There's one right there. I'm not sure how many. I think that's about it. There were two. There were two spaghetti squash in here and some other types of squash. The other squash didn't really do that well, so we kind of replanted less than a week ago. Another pomegranate. This is a fierce black fig. This is a LSU purple fig. Over here, this is a tea plant. And we have another. This is a fig. We got black mission fig. We traded for somebody at the farmer's market. It's a black mission fig, and then these are longanberries, which another patron had started growing some from home and asked me if I wanted some. And I was like, for sure. What you mean, do I want some? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we trade plants, right? I told you we trade plants. Like I said, this is the tea plant. I'll put that back in here. This is an olive, and this olive has olives on it. Look at it. Somebody come look at that. Somebody come look at that little bit of olive. Somebody come look at that little bit of olive. There's a couple of olives on here. We're gonna see what they do. Then I'm gonna start propagating this tree. You know, one, I need to prune it. Two, I'm gonna see how it propagates. And over here we have another fig. This is a white Marseille fig. And then behind me we have a violet de Bordeaux fig. Has one little tiny fig on it. And we have poison ivy. Yeah, that looks like poison ivy. Oh, is that pepper vine? Hold on. I'm not finna mess with it at the moment. All right, got a violet de Bordeaux fig, a elderberry. We did not get a chance to get any elderberries off of this plant. It went to flower, but I don't know what ate the elderberry before they turned red or purple. All right, okay, we left that cucumber on there, right? Yeah, left it get a little bit bigger. Another this is not a rosette, this is a cranberry hibiscus. And then this fig actually came from my hometown. And it has figs on it. My mom has one of these as well. I gave her a cutting. Yay, figs. All right. We just gonna keep it moving. Keep it moving. Are you on the ground? On the ground? Get you up and turn you upside down. Don't want you going right there, buddy. As you can see, I'm reclaiming this space. All you see is leaves, but this is how it starts. Some boxes first, and then leaves and pine straw on top. Yeah, man, you get it. The goal is to have all of this mulched in. All right, let's see what we have over here near the okra patch. We have some crimson okra. Oh, we'll be getting okra pretty soon off here. I need to be cutting the holy basil. I try to keep the heads cut off the holy basil, the heads, the flowers. One, I don't want the flower yet, and two, we use the flowers and the leaves to make tea. So in seeing this, I'm not gonna do it now. I'm not going to do it now, but when the stream is over, I'm more than likely gonna come back here and start to harvest some of these. We'll see what the time looks like to see if I have some time. Oh man, look at this. This is just getting eat up bad. I'm not even gonna get any okra from here. See that? These are ants. Ants are called, well, now y'all can't see that. It's not in focus. The ants are eating up my okra. So I need to spray this. See there? Ants. Ants eating up my okra. How y'all doing? Y'all suck. Get all my planks. Y'all suck. Okay, let's do this. This is too big anyway. This is a Clemson spineless. That's gonna be too big. Let's see, how bad did y'all get in this plant? See, I like to get in right up in here. I don't see none crawling out. Maybe we safe. All right. Let's go get this one. This burgundy okra. The burgundy okra get way bigger than the Clemson spineless. This thing got ants all on it. Move out the way. All right, there are. Okay, so that's just me. I got work to do. Like I said, I hadn't sprayed the garden much this year, like twice maybe. I need to get on that. All right. Let's grab a harvest basket. See what we have. What else we have? We have some more okra planted in the middle. I want to say the first 3 are African tree okra. The next 2 are Clemson spineless. And the one at the end down there is another Ink Rumen 1010, an African tree okra. We have some Japanese eggplant. Some more holy basil. An African marigold. We have some more boxes where we're covering up the ground, trying to kill the grass. Honestly, this would work better if we double layered it. I'm not gonna do that. But we will take you, buddy. Yeah, buddy. We'll take you. We'll take this Japanese eggplant. I'm trying to see. I think I'm going to. I don't know if I want to just cook this like normal, or if I want to try to pickle it using lacto fermentation. I want to see what it tastes like with lacto ferments. All right, we got that one going. We have some bell peppers. This is a marigold. Some bell pepper. Holy basil. We grow a lot of holy basil. I like holy basil. It's one of my favorite for teas. And so, this is more than likely a gourd. We've been having, from that compost I showed earlier in the stream, and when I harvested the compost, we grew birdhouse gourds last year. And that was the compost. That part of the compost that we're using must have had those seeds in it, because there are gourd seeds popping up everywhere. Like, these are peppers. These are hot pepper. Period, as a matter of fact. This is a gourd. Didn't plant it. That's a gourd. That came from, using the compost. And I've decided I'm going to let them just sit here and play. Just let them do their thing here. All right, we have some more peppers that we put down through here recently. So they hadn't taken a hold yet. This one here doesn't even look like it's, something that ate the top off of it. But we have another gourd and some cayenne peppers. Another gourd, birdhouse gourd, and some more peppers. See that holy basil? See that holy basil fell down? The wind blew it down, but it's starting to grow again. Same thing with this one. Like, this one is big. The wind is blowing and it's shading that plant. It's shading that pepper underneath it. So we are going to do a little pruning. We're gonna just cut off this little leg, this little arm. We're gonna cut off that, give this thing some room. We're gonna cut that off too, and we're gonna get rid of you as well. Now, truth be told, what I would normally do, I'm gonna be for real. What I would normally do is take some of these and just go stick them in the ground in the shade, and then let them regrow, because they'll more than likely root if I keep them in the shade and keep them watered. But we want to open up this space. We need more space to allow more light in. And later on today, more than likely today, I'll come back through, do a little weeding. I'll come back through and harvest the flowers so I can make tea. Dry the flowers to make tea, as well as keep the plant alive a little bit longer. I don't really want it to go to seed and die just yet. Bell peppers, they be looking okay. I've been plucking my flowers off my peppers. I've been wanting the plant to get bigger before I let it put off fruit. So we're gonna see. The squash didn't do too hot. As you can see, I guess you can see, the squash vine borer has just been eating this thing up. Yeah, so we got a couple of squash, a couple of zucchini, nothing to write home about, and then squash vine borer. But it's okay. It's all right. It happens. Oh, my bad. Got everybody upside down. Grand day, how's it going? How is everyone? I hope everyone is having a wonderful, a beautiful day. Well, my bad. All right, here we have some habaneros, and we have a few peppers on here. I had plucked some peppers off here and some of these other ones too, but now I'm just gonna let them do their thing. So we have a few habaneros growing up in here, looking pretty good. Even you, buddy. Oh, gotta hold you straight. Looking pretty good. So we have some habaneros, and over here we have flowers, pollinators. We have some coxcomb, the celosia, the ones that are magenta colored, some holy basil, some shasta daisies, and we have a turmeric over here. We also had some alpine strawberries. They were, how do I say this? They made some really good strawberries. I made a mistake. Um, when I propagated them and moved them, I let them put off flowers. You know what I'm saying? I let them put off berries. And that pretty much ensured the death of the plant. Because once they put off berries, the plant is going to push all its energy toward the berries. And so then it put off a few berries, but then it didn't establish a root system for itself. So it gave up the ghost. I know better, I do better next time. We have some more turmeric, some anise hyssop, which this is my first time growing anise hyssop. I think it's pretty sure they've already passed the time of collecting seeds from it. But I'm gonna see if I can collect, and I'm not gonna try to collect any seeds, just knock them down on the ground and see if they'll regrow in this spot. And I'm also gonna probably cut the tops off some of these flower heads to see if it's gonna regrow. We'll see what happens. All right, now this is my other cranberry hibiscus. It's been out here in the ground for a minute, and you can see a gourd has been in a gourd seed was in the compost, and we let it grow and see what it's doing. I'm probably gonna cut this hibiscus back. I'm probably gonna top it. Probably, honestly, probably gonna hit it. Ugh, where? Probably cut it here to propagate this top piece, and I'm probably gonna propagate it here and see if I can get 1 or 2 cuttings out of this piece, just so I can try to bring the height back down and cause it to bush out more. That's the goal. We're gonna see. That's the plan. We're gonna see. Baseball. The neighbor's kid plays baseball. So we're gonna toss that back over. All right, more stuff to do. We have some, what is this stuff, comfort? Out here in the tomato patch. The tomatoes ain't looking, yeah, they ain't looking, they okay. They ain't looking that great. See, some keep eating my maters. I mean, we should have been, this should have been like the second or third harvest. We got some rain a few weeks ago, and I don't know what happened, because the tomatoes weren't on the ground, so they didn't fall. Something must have eaten them. I don't know what. I'm thinking a squirrel, because there wasn't no pieces of tomato on the ground to make me think a bird. But we're gonna go ahead and grab this for breakfast though. Yup. That little cherry tomato is good though. It is good. All right, let's see. Let's grab this little bit of one too. All right, look. Got a few little aromas that's starting to get big. I don't know if they're gonna make it. We'll see. I need to finish pruning and training the blackberries. Yeah, I need to. Grab these little maters. Got some basils, purple basil. All right. Let me drop this in here. Let's check out the rest of the garden and we can get ready to call this thing. Like I said, I have some work to do with the blackberries. I need to propagate more. I need more blackberries. I need to get better at propagating the blackberries. I have a couple of things I want to try. Like I can always dig them up. This is gonna be the easiest way. When they grow outside of where I want them to grow, just dig these up and put them in a pot. That works. Now I've also heard people say you can take the tip end of one that's growing and put it underneath the soil and let it grow that way. So I'm gonna try that too. So I think with this one, I'm gonna go get a pot and then I'm gonna put some soil in that pot, bend it down, put the edge of it in there like that, and I'm gonna let this grow and just see if it grows a new plant. And if it does, we'll clip it here to create a new plant, and then we'll dig up this one to make another one. I'm also gonna try the same thing with some of these taller ones. I'm gonna try to air layer it like I would a tree, just pretty much wrap soil around it, keep it dark, see what happens, to see if that'll allow me to air layer it. And we're gonna try to move forward. Over here we have some blueberries, some powder blue. I think these are powder blue and the other ones are pink lemonade. Some strawberries in the middle, the alpine, which I neglected. These sequoia strawberries, they some soldiers. And then we have a climax and a tiff blue blueberry. Some more little strawberries on the ground here. Some sunflowers in the back. My sunflowers did not do well this year. And I didn't replant. Or I haven't replanted yet. So we're gonna see. Because usually it's sunflowers from that end all the way down to that end. But didn't happen this year. So we're gonna see. The only grape that we have to survive back here. I wasn't expecting any grapes off this thing this year, but like we may get a couple. I'm still working on pruning grapes, learning how to prune grapes properly. It's a once a year type thing. You do it in the winter. You either get it right or you get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, and I hear a bee. Oh, he's flying next to me. That's about the only time I've been stung this year is stepping on bees. All right, now the last part of the garden is this part of fallen pine, which I haven't done anything to yet. And looking at this, I think I'm gonna just turn this into one big bed. I think I'm gonna use the stumps. I think I'm gonna go from that stump down to this tree, right? And then from this tree over to this stump, over to that stump, up to that stump, and just make a weird. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm gonna do about this part. This part right here, I think I'll just go from this log to that log. I'm just gonna make that like one big irregular shaped bed. And then still use the edges to plant things. It's real shady over in this spot, so I'm probably gonna grow things that like shade over here. And we also plan on putting a swale in. A swale is pretty much a drainage ditch on contour with the land. It ain't really to drain water so much as it is to collect the water that runs from your property. I don't know if you can tell, but the topology of here is high up here, low down that way. So all the water runs, all the water runs off the property. So we're just trying to slow it down. And I'm gonna grow the trees along the swale. That's the plan anyway. All right. That's been about it. I don't really have anything else. I only got about like 10 minutes or so before I'm gonna get off this thing. Like I said, the next thing I'll do would probably be go grab the tiller and see if I can get it calibrated so I can get this tilled up so I can get this planted. I also want to do the same down here. I want to till that up and get this planted down here as well. Put these yarrows in the ground, these hibiscus. And I'm definitely going to top this hibiscus. One, I'm going to top it because I want it to bush. And then two, you can always use more cuttings. Always use more plants. So yeah, with this one right here, yeah, I'm probably going I want to cut it right here. I'm probably not going to cut it that low. I'm probably going to cut it right there. That'll be like half of the plant. Cut that right there, then I can turn this whole thing into one other plant. Probably could do more than one, Probably could try to put these two nodes under the ground. Let that be the top. This under the ground. Let that be the top. I'm probably just gonna try one now. Stick it in the growing tin in the house, and then let it root up. Let's see. I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this baby here too. This baby looking good. She's growing well. Why do I want to cut it? I mean, I just want her to bush. I mean, cause she gonna keep growing. I've never grown hibiscus before, so I don't know how tall it'll get. But I'm gonna cut it back because I want it to bush. I don't want to get some of the calyxes all over. Calyxes. Ooh, what is this? What is this down here? I'm gonna have to hit this with the app. I'm not sure what this is. Yeah. Either way. All right. Where my food at? Where my food at? There go my food. Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna spend a little time out here collecting these flower tops from this holy basil so I can dry them. Now, how am I gonna dry them? I've been using the dehydrator and the kitchen table, honestly. I mean, the kitchen table works. It's just, put them on some paper towels, wash them, dry them. If the paper towels stay damp, replace them after a day. But then after then, I just let them sit there and I rotate them every now and then. By rotating, I mean just flip them over. Flip the material over that I'm drying. Got a decent little harvest this morning. A decent little harvest. Some holy basil, some cucumbers, an eggplant, some tomatoes, and some okra. Good deal. A good deal. All right. Flipper, ripper. All right. I'm trying to see, is there anything? No. I've created myself a chore list of things to do. So we just need to get it done. So I appreciate everybody for showing up. A rather short stream, under an hour. I will try to have my lazy butt back out here tomorrow, doing something, picking up where I left off today, honestly. And we're going to move from there. I appreciate everybody for showing up, hollering at your boy. Feel free to stop by again tomorrow. Follow me on Instagram. I suck at this with 2 extra S's. I suck at this SS. Trying to think of anything else. That's about it. I'm out of practice. So we already know how we're going to end this thing. Create more than you consume. And you don't have to suck at this because I do. Y'all have a good one, all right? Peace.